How many of you have ever heard someone say, that's just how I am? Wow. Really? Cool. What's up, y'all? I'm Aisha and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, what's up? I'm so glad that you found this channel. And for my people that have been watching me from day one, from the Do It Afraid days, I truly appreciate your support and the love that is shown online, in person, DMs, texts. It means a lot to me. And I know when you're putting yourself out there and you're creating content, there's a temptation to look at the numbers, to look at the views and let that determine whether or not you should keep going. And for me, to be honest, if it's just one person that's encouraged or challenged or just feels that they're not alone in whatever they're dealing with, then that's enough for me. So I appreciate you all. But today, man, this video is something that I started to write down probably back in January, but it just seemed really short and I wanted to know, how do I add on to it? So I'm fresh out of this conference and I'm just really excited. And as I was leaving, the rest of this video just came to me. So I'm like, all right, that's where we're going this week. So y'all, today, I want to get into personality. I want to get into how sometimes we feel that our personality can be a hindrance to who we desire to become or what we desire to do. How many of you have ever heard someone say, well, that's just how I am? Or how many of you, talking about you, have ever said that in response to someone else? That's just how I am. Or you think that sometimes, well, this is just how I am. This is how I'm always going to be. And I think that is one of the worst things that we can tell ourselves because one, it cuts off our potential for growth. And two, it cuts off our desire, our hope for growth because we get stuck in this place that says, this is just how I am and things can never change. And I think that couldn't be further from the truth because y'all, we are created to grow, not just outwardly, but also inwardly. And I think back to a place in my life where I started to tell myself, well, that's just how I am. And it all started, I believe, with me taking a personality test. So I have to say that I don't think personality tests are necessarily bad. I believe they're created to be a tool for us, to give us wisdom and insight and language to how we are and why we do what we do. However, for me, what should have been a tool became a trap. So let me tell y'all what had happened. High school, college, I would be defined as sweet, goofy, and a dancing machine. These words are still very true today. But somewhere in the latter part of my college experience, I took a test and I learned that I was an introvert. And it made sense. I've never been the social butterfly. I don't want all the attention when I'm in a room. I'm a very low key, believe it or not, unless it's Fit Vessels, but that's a different situation. What happened for me is that I started to wrap my identity in that term and I started to take other tests. And one of the recent tests I had took was the Enneagram and learning my number for that. And I started to base my identity in that and who I am in that, to the point, y'all, that it got so hard for me to go to parties, to go to events with more than 10 people. Oh, and let it be an event or I don't want to say a function, but let it be an event or a gathering where it's a bunch of people that I don't know, then wow, I really started to shrink. I really started to turn inward to the point, y'all, where I would have to go to the bathroom. I would have to cry, go to the bathroom to cry, go to the car to cry, give myself a pep talk, cry it out, and also pray like, God, why is this so hard for me now? Why do I feel so uncomfortable in a room full of people? Why? I don't understand. And y'all, got to the point where I was just telling my husband like, well, this is just how I am. You're the extroverted one. You're the one who's great with people. You're the one who can thrive in any environment. That's not me. This is how I am. I like intimate, one-on-one conversations, conversations with depth and substance. That is my lane. Yes, that is true. But I started to tell myself that I can't network. I can't have simple conversations with people because it felt too hard. So y'all, what I realized was I was basing my identity and these personality tests. in what the results said I was and what was my strengths. But I believe our identity, first and foremost, should come from God's word. Who does God say you are? And also keeping in mind that these tests are tools, that they're not the end all be all, that you can grow, that you can evolve beyond your results, which I think is so important. Once I had that perspective shift, the freedom that I experienced, y'all, was no joke. I was going to events by myself, gatherings, whatever the case it would be, with so many people around, where normally I would shrink and be uncomfortable and have to go in my car and give myself a pep talk, y'all. And I was talking, no problem at all. I based my identity in the results, and that ain't it. That ain't it, sis. I don't know a more eloquent way to say it, but like, that's just not it. There's a quote that I heard that really stayed with me, and I think it just fits this video. That quote says this: your personality is the one thing you can never let forfeit your purpose. So what are you saying to yourself? Well, that's just how I am, or I'm too shy, or I'm too quiet, or I'm not a good speaker, I'm not good up front. What is it that you're saying that you are disqualifying yourself, that is causing you to sit back and sit on the things that you want to pursue? Y'all, I don't know what it is, but the freedom that I have now, I wish I could have had it years ago when I was struggling and I got stuck in that place, but I can't change the past. What I can do is operate differently now moving forward, and also share with you all so you guys don't fall into the same trap that I did and you start putting all of your identity in these results. What is your experience with personality tests? Has this been a shift for you? Talk to me. I'd love to know. Make sure you are subscribed. And I also think it's really cool if you share this video, pass it along. Your personality is not an obstacle or a hindrance when it comes to you fulfilling your purpose, when it comes to you doing the things that you want to do. I just want to leave you all with that. I will see you next week. Drop me a comment, send me a message, send me a text if you have my number. I'd love to know how you feel about personality tests, and did you fall into that same trap that I did?